Collective gang, gang, gang. What it do, you guys? It's your girl, Empress 777 here today with a general message. Ooh. It's a general message for my beautiful collective gang. I hope you guys are doing super fantastic. I most certainly am. Holy angels and spirit guides, they speaking already, huh? It was quiet just a minute ago. Give us exactly what it is that we need to know in regards to the energy showing up from a beautiful collective gang. This could be for absolutely any zodiac sign, you guys. Come one, come all. Absolutely any zodiac sign. The messages are, however, general. Keep that in mind. Take what resonates. Leave the rest. Don't force shit to fit, y'all. Okay? That's how we do things over here. Shoot me a little like the video, guys. That's how we are discovered on this platform, and it's one of the easiest and free ways to energetically donate to the channel. Cancer gang, turn the fuck up, y'all. It's y'all season. One of my best friends is a Cancer. I know how y'all get down, baby. It's y'all season. Everybody show the Cancer some love down there in the comments. Cancers, y'all let us know what y'all got going on, what y'all got popping for your birthday, what your plans are. Whatever you want to add about the reading, feel free to place that down below as well. Shoot me a little hey girl, hey, like I said, don't be rude, say it bike. If you haven't already made it official, we would love to have you join the gang. So do so by clicking the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell, because that's going to let you know when I upload. Put your zodiac signs down below in the comments. That's how I know who's in the building, baby. Okay? Rep your set down there in them comments. Big mistake. Pick up the phone is in the reverse. I heard pick up the damn phone. You're avoiding someone, or someone feels like you are avoiding them. I'm not going to lie, guys. The morale is a little bit low in the energy here. I'm normally really hyped, even if there are some more difficult energies that I might be working with. I'm able to separate it normally, but I can feel it like engulfing the entire space. Somebody fucked up. Their words, not mine. They are recognizing this mistake, but there wasn't a specific channeled message per se. There was a song, which we'll get to in a minute. But I sat here a long while just in silence. So someone is really self-reflective right now. It could be too late, though, in terms of them recognizing this mistake or taking accountability. It could just be too late. You're clearly not answering, or they feel your energy is blocked off in some way that it hasn't been in the past. They haven't been able to get through to you. This could be somebody who cowered away. They feel like they let you walk away. This person could be really stubborn is what I'm hearing. Ooh, I just heard some dogs barking. Oh, you got that dog in you? Somebody feels like you are, you got that dog in you. It wasn't a little dog. It was a big bark. You're not all bark and no bite. You will bite back. Perhaps you said some cutting things to this person prior to a disconnect, or just taking some space. It doesn't feel like a severing of this tie just yet. It doesn't feel like a severing of this connection just yet. I have to be honest about that. Okay, so you have to give somebody a chance to change. Damn, but I feel like you gave them a lot of time, actually. And they played on your top. They may have thought that they had more time than they actually did. Or somebody called your bluff about making certain moves if certain changes weren't made. They just thought that you were just talking to be talking. So they tried you in some kind of way, though. I'm feeling that, okay, for some of you. Now, listen, don't force anything to fit, right? Take what resonates, of course. There's something you said to this person that made them feel like there's another side to you they don't know about. This could be something that they didn't expect from you. I get a very, nurturing energy from you, or just very understanding. But something you said to this person made them feel like you're not all bark and no bite. They feel like you bit them. What the hell is this, guys? What is this? Yeah, look, this silence is killing me, okay? And look, our last conversation, which kind of came out cross, and you said something specifically to this person, even if you didn't mean for it to come off so cutting, it did. It bruised them. Okay, internally, they're sitting in silence, guys. Okay, they are sitting in silence. They're getting silence from you. And I feel like whatever this is that they did, initially they thought it would be okay. And like I said, they called your bluff. They're the ones saying that they allowed you to walk away. So according to this person, if they would have ran after you or tried to have a conversation with you sooner, then they could have fixed this, or they could have stopped it from going as far as it did. They feel like they let you get away, or they let you walk away purposefully. Whether you agree or not, these are their feelings. These are their thoughts. They feel like they're getting silenced by you, and they're sitting in silence because of whatever this mistake is that they made. There's a little bit of embarrassment here as well. You know how, okay, I'm getting a very specific scenario. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with this person or your connection, but just the energy surrounding it. You know how when you're driving in the car, I'm visualizing driving in the car, right? You got the music up loud. You got your windows down, baby. You know what I'm saying? Wind blowing, all of that. You catching a vibe, right? You singing your favorite parts, all that. Rewinding it, okay? And re-singing the favorite parts. And then all of a sudden, you look to turn the radio up a little bit, and you take your eyes off the road for just a quick second. And in that split second, another car is just right there in your face. You're about to hit it, and you slam on brakes just in the nick of time. Or you make a turn and you didn't see a car coming and you almost get in an accident. Or you hit a crazy ass pothole that you didn't see, something that startles you, right? That shocks you. And then all of a sudden the music comes off. Like, you got to turn the music on. Silence. You got to drive the rest of that fucking ride in silence because, bitch, what are we actually doing? So even though I said that this scenario has nothing to do with your connection, this person feels like they crashed out. Yeah, see, stop yelling. This person feels like they crashed out. They may have said something. They may have taken things too far. Yeah, there's some regret here for sure about what they did or what they said. But there's definitely something here about what you said to them, what your response was. They weren't expecting a response. So this person feels like you're going to go off and leave them behind. Okay, yeah, you can't make it up. Look, the one that got away. So there's something within this person that feels like they could have done something to stop this, right? They took it too far, or they let it get too far, that they could have done something to minimize the damage, but the damage was already done, is what I'm hearing for the majority of you. There's nothing that they could have done. They had enough time. They ran out of time. This is not the first occurrence then. This could be any kind of mistake. This could be a betrayal. This could be the way that this person treats you, the way that they talk to you, the way that they move in this connection period. It could be a number of things, and it's going to be different for all of you, right? You know your connection better than I do. There's something that has happened on a continuum. It continuously happened numerous times. And because they may have felt like they'd gotten away with it multiple times, they didn't know that this was going to be the time that you were going to give them your ass to kiss, is what I'm hearing. The song that I heard is by the artist Her, H-E-R. And I'm not sure the name. I think it's called Feel Away. The lyrics is like, you don't feel away. You've gone away. You promised you would stay. You promise you stay the same, but it's different. So they feel like you're switching shit up on them. Even though you have warned them about the changes that you required, they were thinking these were just changes you were expecting out of them. They didn't recognize that you would also be making changes yourself, leveling up in life entirely. They feel like you're leaving them behind energetically for sure. They're sitting in silence. So this person they feel like you've silenced them, right? They are a bit confused about what's going on because they didn't really take you at your word here. And I just get somebody self-reflecting, sitting in silence after embarrassment, right? And reflecting about what they've done. They feel like they've been placed in timeout. I'm hearing that as well, right? Go sit in the corner and think about what you did. That's the type of shit that I'm getting. Okay, you triggered something in this person that made them say something or say something in a certain way or do something that you've already warned them about. They crossed a boundary. For some of you, this motherfucker been tap dancing on your motherfucking boundaries for the longest. This is a very bold bitch, okay? I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to say that. For them to be so bold with it, this is somebody who thought that you could not live independent of them, right? They felt like there was some kind of an emotional tie that would keep you stuck or that would make you look away, right? Turn away from mistreatment. Or make excuses for them, make excuses to stay. You showed them something. Yeah, look, it says pushing boundaries. Nah, this motherfucker was having parties, okay? Free before 11 on your motherfucking boundaries. Tap dancing, figure skating. You let him slide one too many times is what I'm hearing. Don't beat me up, that's what I heard, y'all, okay? I just need to admit that. You could feel like that was a big mistake. Letting them get away with it once was a big mistake for some of you. One was one too many. Okay, you let them slide once and then they feel like they at the motherfucking Olympics, right? Figure skating out this bitch. They feel like you've gotten bold in your behavior. It's something about the way you responded specifically to something. There are words. There's some words that you said to this person. Maybe you are like the type that doesn't really, it's not that you avoid confrontation. It's just, you're big on energy. So you would rather not, but if you have to, right? If they want to be starting something, you will finish that shit. They regret starting it. You could be quiet or have like a bit of a mellow energy, right? Personality, kind of laid back. But they got you to yelling. Look at all of these exclamation marks. The disrespect was loud and the silence is just as loud. Damn. So we have ice cream. So you've gone cold. Unemotional, very detached. You don't feel away. You've gone away. You don't feel away about this. They don't feel like you have any feelings towards this. They don't feel like you are sad about it or nothing. They feel as if you're quite all right and they're the ones suffering. That doesn't have to be the case, but this is the way this person is looking at it. Because to this person, they never let on that they were as codependent on you as they actually were or on your energy. It doesn't matter how long you've known each other. They've grown accustomed to talking to you every day, multiple times a day, or just having the idea that they were seeing someone, that they were in connection with someone, gave them this certain feeling and they didn't want to be independent of that. This is possibly someone who cannot stay single for a long time. They jump from connection to connection to connection. They can't be alone, right? They're not able to be independent of a relationship. They thought that you were the same. So this could also be something that's quite surprising to this person. Yep, look, watering. They didn't deserve to be nurtured, or they didn't deserve the level of effort that you gave them. You had a lot of patience with this person as well. When you water a seed, right, which is like, can be an analogy for the beginning of a relationship. It's just a small mustard seed, but as you water it, you see it grow, but it doesn't grow overnight. So you do have to have patience, but I feel like this person was testing your motherfucking patience, right? Yeah. Taking that patience as weakness, because this literally says you have to give someone time to change. Damn, but you weren't seeing the changes. Even when you water a plant, even if the seed is growing slowly, it should still be motherfucking growing. Yes? Yeah, it should still be growing. I get this is somebody who is trapped in their own habits. So they thought that they could have their cake and eat it too. Meaning they knew what it would require to be able to have you in a certain capacity. So they would just use words to convince you that those changes were coming. It's coming. It's right on the way. It's right on the way. As soon as I do this, as soon as I do that, as soon as I accomplish this, as soon as I accomplish that, as soon as this gets done, as soon as this happens in another year, in another 2 years, because I have to get this done and then I have to get that done, right? It's always moving of the goalposts. So they thought that they had this all under control, right? Like they were moving all the pieces in the correct sort of way. To keep you attached, and give you just enough, right, to quench your thirst, but never enough to feel satisfied. The satisfaction would have never come, because in order to satisfy you and completely fill up your cup and do their part in pouring into this so that it could grow into something beautiful or into something solid, into something secure, they would have had to abandon certain habits. They were unwilling to do that. They felt like they were getting away with it, but you just weren't calling them out on certain stuff. You weren't saying certain things. You were just peeping. You were taking mental notes, a lot of mental notes. So the mental notes and you acting accordingly would have led this person to believe that they were getting away with it, like I said, which is why they would have overstepped this boundary this one last time. They didn't know that you were going to have such a strong response. Yeah, this bold card says aggressive behavior. So they're the ones calling you aggressive. Did you curse them out? It's not for all of you. And even if you didn't curse, just the fact that you raised your voice one notch to this person is like you're yelling, because you were more nurturing, right? Like you were more sweet to the taste. They're not used to you speaking to them in a certain way or handling them in a certain way. Also because they feel like you didn't have enough conversations with them. This is somebody who wants to be talked to over and over and over and over. But that is a bit toxic. And here's why. Even if you have a conversation with this person about what needs to be done, they're going to tell you they're going to do it. They're going to give you an excuse, right? Moving that goalpost. There's always an excuse as to why they haven't done it yet and why it can't be done right now, right? Need more time, need more time, need more time. So the conversation stopped after a while with you, but this person took that as you were just accepting it, which was a big mistake. They absolutely have feelings for you. They absolutely want this relationship. Do they want to do what is necessary in order to have you? No, they don't. Or they didn't. We have celebration, and that's coming out crossing. So it's like this person does deem you to be a part of their happiness, but they also deem whatever these habits are or however they move, they also deem that to be a part of their happiness and personality and life as well. They don't want to give that up. They don't want to release it. They're very codependent. They're codependent on a lot of things, not just people. You could have a lot of nasty habits is what I'm hearing. Habits, some of those habits you're not even privy to is what I'm hearing as well. They hide them. This is also why this person would keep you at arm's length. That's not for everybody. That's just for some of you. This ice cream card suggests detachment. It's like they wouldn't let you get in to a certain extent. They couldn't, because if you became aware of some of the habits that they have and the codependency that they have on, it could be anything, but this is something that would be more frowned upon. So this could be like a sex addiction. This could be like addiction to some kind of substance, drinking, drugs, It could be a multitude of things. It's something that they do in the dark, in the shadows. So this is the type of person, not for all of you, but for some of you, they couldn't let you pass a certain point, because if you saw this habit, you would have nothing to do with them. So it's almost like they needed to keep two separate lives. They want you. They wanted you, and they still want you. And they did want you. They do want you, right? But they also want this thing that they know they can't have or do if they have you in the full capacity. This is also why this person would like string you along, or like, I feel like they got really creative, right? With how they would show up. There's just something here about not fully going all in, not letting you in fully. And you may have felt this. There were certain things or certain ways that this connection would have never grown without them abandoning certain habits, but they were unwilling to do that. They're still unwilling to do it. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie. Okay. Their brain is pretty scattered, because now that you have taken a certain stance or things are getting a lot more out of hand than they expected, it's sort of like do or die, right? It's difficult, it's complicated, is what this person is saying. They're still not willing to release certain things or certain habits or certain ways of being. We have surrendering. But I feel a part of them wants to go ahead and do that, because if they don't, you would be the one that got away. I'm not saying that you're still interested in this person. This is just how they're viewing things. This is the way that their mind is working at this point. Since the last conversation, if it's been quite some time since they've heard from you, that is something that's definitely, that has not gone unnoticed. So this person feels like they're hitting some form of a rock bottom in this area of life specifically, right? I'm not going to say I'm sad for them, but there's a little bit of sadness here, you guys. And I saw sadness, but they had me put it back in the deck. You would just view that as another excuse. So they can't lead with that. But there is a part of this reading that does feel pretty sad, because the codependency that this person has, they're not able to just walk away from it. Okay, it could be, there's an addiction here of some sort, or just a way of life that they feel they need to hold on to that does give them some sense of balance or just identity. So even though this is a bad habit or a toxic habit or something that you would frown upon, this is a secret. I don't get that you know this, you guys. I'm going to be very honest. It's not something you know. It is what's keeping the two of you. It's what's keeping things from coming together fully. Because you may have also been very confused. At times it was so good, but then there will always be something that was not quite right, or something that was off, or it would go good and then it would go bad, very inconsistent. So you're really confused about who this person really is or why they behaved a certain way. You may have had your own skeptical thoughts, potentially thinking that this person has like another individual, like a third party or another family on the side, right? Like it could be really, you could be all up in your head about why they behave the way that they do, or why they do the things that they do. Yeah, see? And there is love here. I'm not going to lie, okay? It came out right there. You might be like, girl, this ain't no motherfucking love. They're saying it, guys, okay? Does this person know how to love correctly? No. They have adopted some pretty radical habits in their bachelorhood or bachelorettehood. And these are habits that they're not willing to release. It's literally something that they feel like they need. They hide it from everybody. And that's what I'm saying. It's like quite sad, because it's like they don't want to have to choose between the two, but they know that you're gone. Your good is gone. If they either don't come clean and express to you why they've been behaving this way, right? If they don't give you some insight as to why they've been conducting themselves in such a way. For some of you, you're done hearing from this person as conversation is crossing, right? So for some of you, for sure, this is done, right? It is what it is. And for others of you, there is a really deep conversation that's needing to be had. This person does need to come clean. The only reason why I said I felt a level of sadness is because they do feel helpless, right? Like they feel defeated. It's like choosing between two things that they quite literally feel like they need. Even though a lot of them crossing your boundaries and showing up in a certain way or talking to you or treating you a certain way had a lot to do with pushing you away, needing to push you away because you were getting too close. Too close to home, right? Too close to figuring them out, too close to figuring out what they got going on, this secret. They're embarrassed of this, whatever it is, but they still can't let it go. We have Fire Act. So while this person feels like this is love, you may feel like this was just a fleeting passion. You may feel like this was just a karmic soulmate of some sort, right? This was just lust or desire. You can't deny the intensity of this connection, but you might also be confused about that too, because it feels like a soulmate, but they have treated you poorly. They have done some things that were not warranted. They are also acknowledging that. This is why we have big mistake coming out in the dead center of the reading. And this is also why we have them sitting in silence, because they don't really know they don't know what to do. They are very much so confused. They want you, but they also want this. But if they have this, they can't have you. And if they have you, they can't have this. We have Magician. So I feel like the magic that this person feels like they possess is something that often gets people stuck without them having to explain or without explanation. But you're a smart cookie, is what they're saying. This person truly admires you. They like the way that you think. They love you. That's what they're saying. Y'all, don't beat me up. Okay. Don't beat me up. They are calling it love. They don't love you enough to release the old version of themselves. For some of you, this could be a literal addiction to multiple people, right? Like a player or a playette, somebody who doesn't want to fully commit, that sort of thing. But it could be a number of things. Because I heard specifically, this is an addiction to something that you don't quite know about. It is a shadow for this person. It's a point of contention in their spiritual growth, because you were placed here to help them level up, go to the next level, to water this so that the both of you could grow, but they're literally stifling it in order to hold on to these toxic habits. And I almost feel spirit ripping you away from this. Subconsciously, this person can feel it as well. They're disgusted with their behavior. This is why they're sitting in silence. And they're also up in their head about what you feel about it. See, we have the Ring of Fire. This is about trials and tribulations, standing the test of time. See, You ran out of time, ma'am, sir, brusses. You are out of fucking time. Time is up, bitch. You either do or die. That's what I heard. What's it gonna be? And there's also this level of this being a real gamble, right? Because they feel like they went one step too far here, okay, with where they push you to. They saw a version of you that they didn't know existed. They're flabbergasted by what you did and or said. There was some yelling involved. You don't yell. You don't talk to them the way that you did. So they know that they fucked up, right? Royally. Yeah, but there's just this semblance that even if they recognize and understand that they're out of time and time is up, and they decide to start making these certain changes to remove these habits, this toxicity, to get the help, to, start becoming more independent rather than codependent, that even if they did that, that still doesn't mean that they'll have you again. This is also about challenging relationships, and the challenge was the progress. This is their fault. They do understand that this is their fault. And they also recognize that it could be too late. That's really what they're all up in their head about. Because it's like, do I release this, and get the help and get rid of this addiction and risk not having this or the collective? They almost want some reassurance that if they do this work, if they heal, if they do the shadow work, if they become independent, remove all the codependencies, they want reassurance that they'll be able to have you. And there's no way to get that. Yeah, they want evidence that their work is going to pay off, right? Their efforts will pay off, and the payoff to them is you. If they have contacted you and you left them on red, or you have not responded, the longer this text goes without response, there's more panic. I also get them talking to some elders or people that can give them advice about how to move forward with this. I don't know if they're getting sound advice. I have to be very honest about that, okay? But I see somebody wanting to work their magic here. Hopefully this is magic in the way of spiritual manifestations and not manipulation, right? Because the magician can go either way. You can either use your magic or manifestation for good or evil. Or should I say toxicity? Because there's nothing evil about this reading, but there is a lot of toxic energy here. And I also get this person regrets, like, Okay, because they care about you, right? And you might not believe this because of some of the things that they've done, but that is what they're stating, you guys, okay? Because they love you and because they care about you, there is regret about coming into your life. They feel like they came into your life at a time where you were doing well, where you were growing, where you were okay, and they kind of fucked it up because they are fucked up, right? That's why there's sadness, because this is somebody who feels like they're a fucked up individual, but they don't know what to do to fix it. I'm not giving them pity. I'm not. But I'm just saying. So they are willing to throw in the towel on these toxic behaviors only if they can have you. See, we have detachment. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. So you have detached from this and they are recognizing a lot of mistakes. I wish I could right my wrongs. We have reunion. We will always come back to each other. That feels like past life energy, which could also be why this person feels such a heavy guilt and regret towards this, right? Because they've been given multiple opportunities in multiple lifetimes to correct this. I feel guilty from the damage I have caused. Damn. And indecisive. I know my inability to make a decision hurts you. You cannot make this up, right? And they feel like they came in and fucked up your life. You might not agree, but this is how they view it. Like, this person has a certain outlook on you, if you don't know, right? Like, they admire you. If only I could just get my shit together is what I'm hearing, right? They also have, like, fantasized about the life that the two of you could have if they could just be normal. So they don't view themselves as being normal, or just the codependencies are what they deem to make them abnormal. Yeah, see, with reflection, you can't make it up, right? And in silence. There could be some music that they're playing, but not necessarily. I get this person sitting in silence, daydreaming, like drifting off. The concentration is not there. They're trying to come to this decision, but they don't want to come out with nothing. Reflection. Being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. So I get the clarity is coming in. It just hasn't arrived just yet. So let's hop over to the extended and kind of dig in to see where that is actually leading. Okay. I would love to know, upon this clarity, is this person making the necessary changes? What changes are they making, if any? What changes are they being forced to make? And what changes are they willingly making in order to be able to move on to a new cycle? Because that's what's going to be required. I almost get spirit cutting this at the heart of this, right? Cutting it dead in the center and no longer allowing this person to have access to you because they've been fucking you over so long. So they have to make drastic changes to even be in the same cycle as you. Have they done that? Has there been a transformation, right? An awakening? And that's for those of you who care. We will see what their purest feelings are moving forward. That will let you know if this is genuine, right? If these changes are genuine and if they are here to stay. I want to make sure this is not somebody who is just doing a lot of talking and making some minor changes and then shit is going to shift or switch up once they feel like they have you. Now, we already know that this person has regrets, but I also feel like this person has been conducting themselves for multiple cycles in this manner, not just with you, but with others. It's a way to keep themselves safe, but I feel like it harms others, whatever this is. This way that they keep themselves safe, it indirectly harms other people. So there's karmic debt to pay for that. And I need to know what that is. You will also want to know what that is. If you are in any proximity or close proximity to this person, that is the energy that may be attached to them that could have some residual effects on you in your life. Okay, so you want to be aware of that. We will see what their next steps are going to be. How are they going to approach this? How are they approaching you? What's the offer? That'll let you know if it's worth it. No judgment, y'all, okay? I'm not judging you. You need to make the best decisions for yourself. And we will see what their truest intentions are moving forward. Once again, to make sure that your best interest is at heart and that this will be something that you will get a return back on, finally, if you were to invest in this. We will see what the best possible outcome is, okay? Whether you decide to stay and re-engage this, is there a chance here for this to actually flourish and grow and build? And then we will look at the best possible outcome for those of you who are wanting to see what growth you can have on the other side. That will lead us into the new love, which we will tap into and get all the nitty-gritty details about the new energies over there. Okay. We'll get any red flags or deal breakers you need to know about this person. How will you meet them? When will you meet them? What are they like? Their characteristics? What's the chemistry like in and out of the bedroom? You like, girl, why you in my bedroom? Because I need to get you all of the details. Okay. We will see why this person is single, according to them, the divine, and their exes. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. We're going to get all the way in there. We'll talk about any. We will also see what the potential is for that to go all the way into a union. Okay, we will pull time frames on both old and new, and I'll pull a time frame as well in terms of when you will meet your divine counterpart or when your next long-term connection and relationship will be. Okay, we'll also get advice. So without further ado, click the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. I'm going to put the link for the extended reading down below in the description box. We got a lot to unpack, baby. I know I'm going to see y'all over there. Let's go.